What's up, guys? We're gonna Real Beats, and today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make an R&B beat. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned post notifications on, make sure you do so because it does help it a lot. So let's hop right into it. So first thing first, BPM. We are in halftime. I got 79 BPM. Any BPM is fine, whatever works for you. But for this video, I need to go on halftime so that I could show the drums and everything. All right, so let's go ahead and grab in a scale. We're just gonna use an A minor because it's all the white keys. It's just gonna be a lot easier to follow. All right, got all the white keys. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into doing the chords. All right, so let's go ahead and do the chords, and I'm gonna go through the sound selection as we go through. But basically, with sound selection from your everything, effects, drums, instruments, you want it to fit the mood of your beat. So we got an R&B beat, so we want most of our sounds to sound like that or fit that mood. So that's why I picked this. It's a pad, and when I was clicking through, I seen it said great for setting the mood. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. So that's pretty much how I went about picking this, and that goes for all the rest of the sounds as well. So let's go ahead and put some chords. Now for R&B or like ambient beats, I like to do the thirds method because it just automatically gives the beat room. And what that is basically like this pattern. All right, 2 chords here and then just 1 long chord at the end. All right, and I'll just put some random stuff. So it should look something like this. Yours does not have to look like this. This is just my favorite way of doing it. All right, so just make a 7th chord. All right, so you could just, where's our root? Let's go up here. And basically this is just our triad, right? Keep your arrow of the note. Here's a triad. So if you just add another right at the top, it'll become a 7th, right? And this is great for like, you know, this R&B stuff, right? So what we could do is just pull this down, and then let's invert this and see how that sounds. If we don't like it, we could pull it up. All right, this sounds a lot more ambient to me, so I'm gonna keep that. So now what we could do is you could either take one of these notes. Usually from our original triad, I like to just take the middle one and try that one first. All right, so I'll pull it over, pull this down an octave, and you could just build another chord, pull that down, right? Because we want to keep it ambient, so we want to keep the chords kind of close together. All right, because if it's going too far apart, it's gonna start shifting the emotion a little bit. But I want it fairly ambient. And then let's play it. Okay, and what I did there was I just added a tone. Like I always tell y'all, I just listen. When I make music or whatever, I just listen to the tones. I don't really think about the chord too much. I just will tap the tone. If it sounds like something I like, I'll just put it in there. If it doesn't work, you can always delete it. It's not going to stay there forever. All right, so now from here we need to shift it and go down, or at least in my head, that's what I'm hearing. So what I like to do from here, you can either start here, go down, or you could just start from the root and just create a chord backwards pretty much, and we'll land on F, and this will be our bass note. From here, it's pretty easy. Just copy up, all the way up, boom. And we're pretty much done. Play it. All right, that's pretty much it for the chorus. So let's go ahead and animate it with the piano. Okay, so now we're gonna do the piano. I picked the piano because I just thought it would sound good on this, and I pull up the reverb on here. All right, and if you have this plugin, it's important to pull this knob up, okay, so to sound a little bit more realistic. Okay, so now we just gotta animate it, kind of give it a slight melody. So I'm gonna zoom in here, and we just pull some of these notes back. I'm gonna play it solo. think that's fine. So you could just pretty much, this is the fun part. You just having fun trying out notes. You can, you could bounce up here if you want to. I'm just staying within our chords. So it's not too complicated looking. I'm gonna drag this out. Let's just copy this over. Okay, I think that's subtle enough. And I'm gonna play it with the pad now. All right, just give it a slight melody, right? Something to work with. But yeah, I think that's it for like the core melody or chords. So now we're gonna start adding accents and counter melodies and stuff. All right, so now we're gonna do the accents. Now the accents are pretty much counter melodies, but they're like super short ones. So I'll just show you. We got a pluck. Okay, and then we're gonna use these two together. All right. So it would be like little stuff that it could literally be this right throughout the entire beat. It could just be one little thing. All right, but it makes a big difference when you put a bunch of them together. So I'm gonna play it and just kind of listen to where I wanna put it, and I'm gonna start on the A. Okay, so I think we can stop there. I think that's enough. With these, you want to just keep it very just minimal. I think this is maybe even too much, but it is what it is. So let's go on to this one and try to add a little something. And actually what we could do is I'm gonna actually use an ARP. And then we could turn these down. And this could be like a little background area, right? Let me mute this. Okay, I don't like this one. Let's copy this. Oh. Okay, I like that feeling a lot better. All right, so we got a little ARP going on again. If you want to do this, you could just copy your chords over and then click this wrench tool and just go to arpeggiate, and it should do it for you. I don't know why it didn't double these or like it match it, but you know, FL sometimes doesn't work. But there we go. We got an art, we got some accents, some background stuff going on. All right, so now let's go ahead and put some vocals in here. All right, so we got arcade here, and I picked this little preset, and this is just to add some vocals to make it a little bit more interesting, right? So it's like, all right, we need to change the key to A minor. All right, I'm gonna just do this quick. I'm not gonna do too much because we already got some stuff going on here, and I want to keep this fairly simple. So I'm gonna just go with whatever I like. All right, I think that's subtle enough. So that's it for the melody. Let's go ahead and move on to the bass. All right, so now we got the bass, and I picked this weird preset. I thought it would be cool to use, just something different. But it'll play something real weird. So I decided to use it. So let's go ahead and we can just try this pattern. I think this might be a little too low, but we'll have to see. Wait, is this supposed to play by itself? That's weird. I mean, hey, I'll take it. All right. I kind of wanted to go a little lower, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's try this. Let's fix this up a little bit. Let's copy this over here. All right. And maybe I'm gonna just play it from right here. Okay, well, that's the bass. It's playing by itself somehow, but all right. So let's go ahead and move on to the drum. All right, so now we're gonna do the drums. Now, some sound selection has gone into this. All right, so we setting the mood for the bedroom. So I picked sounds that kind of revolve around that, right? So we got like a clock, like that's something that will be in a house, right? And we got this little faucet drip, right? And then just some like non-trap like drums. Now you can do that, but me, for this beat, I want to keep that same mood across all my sounds. That's a way that you can think about sound selection as well, rather than just thinking about the instruments you're using. So I went ahead and placed these down because this is like the simplest drum. Like, okay, so now these clock sounds I have for the hi-hats, and really I would just do something like this and just turn the velocity down, because the velocity matters a lot with this stuff as well. You could just shift them. If you look, let me see. If you look right here, you can see they kind of shifted. You can kind of offset one maybe. Let's go to the other one and maybe offset this like that. Now we can just copy this all the way. Hope that's not too much. And I just want to show y'all this stuff real time without speeding it up so that y'all can see really what I'm doing. Let me pull these back down because these little things are what's gonna make your beat sound good. All right, I like that. So now maybe we can throw one of these in. All right. So now we got, well, let's put the kick in now because we probably need to put that in at some point. And with the kick, I like to space it out. And then towards the end, I like to add a few more kicks right on the second loop. Add this little rhythm with the snare, and then maybe we can even add some little ones. Let me see. All right, so that's the drum. So now let's just go ahead. You can see how simple we built everything, but all together it looks super complicated, right? And we didn't really do much. There's way more you can do with these R&B beats. Like you can mess with the velocity, but we didn't really do much. All we did was kind of just, you know, mess with it a little bit. And you probably can't even notice the difference between each note. All right, so now let's play everything together. Now, how I would envision it is this part being the main. Right, and then maybe at a higher energy part of the song, I will put these accents in. Right, something like that. You can see how the accents gave it a little bit more energy without putting hi-hats in there. But that's it for this video. Hopefully this was helpful. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if y'all new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.